So this past weekend, I took Tucker to his first ever show, and we did a jumper schooling show, and we showed in the 2-foot class. I had been really wanting to take Tucker to a show, but I just knew there were some things to work out. Like, he has this issue sometimes going away from home and riding off property. He can get really worked up, especially if a lot of horses are around, just because here we only have 2 horses. And so I wanted to make sure I found a show that had just like a really calm environment. This show offered that opportunity. In my book, it was a win. I thought Tucker did great, you know, just handling the environment, and he stayed calm the whole day. Our riding definitely needs a lot of work. I know where I went wrong and what I need to work on. I just wanted to share a voiceover of my jumper classes that we did at this show.
We had made a whole separate video just for the show. There's just a lot to comment on about this just because the way it went. And so I just thought I wanted to give a commentary. You know, not everything is going to be perfect, but unfortunately social media, we often portray that it is. While I really didn't want to post this footage, I thought, I'm going to post it. I want to show people that it's okay to fail as long as you're able to redirect and figure out what you need to do. I made a mistake about bringing the trailer down to the field, and he had seen the trailer, so then he knew we were going somewhere, and he was starting to get a little excited and just pacing and kind of ignoring my space. So here I'm just working him and trying to get his attention by moving his shoulder out and just moving him around me. You know, I'm just helping him focus and kind of settle down, trying to step his hind end around. And there's a release. I tried to tack him up, and he has this thing, like, if he's already anxious and we try to tack him up, he is not going to have it. There, I'm just really trying to encourage him out and away from me because he's not listening, not paying attention. If he's getting anxious, you know, I just know the day's not going to go well. So I'm just trying to get him focused and calm down and moving his body. Finally, he did calm down a little bit. We were able to get the saddle on him and get him on the trailer. So then we get to the showgrounds. As soon as Tucker stepped off the trailer, he did really well. He was looking at things and looking at the other horses, but in terms of his temperament, he did very well. And that's initially what I was concerned about and why I wanted to go to such a calm show and just a really chill schooling show. I think in a really professional show setting, I don't know. I just don't think he would have been able to handle it well. And there he spooks at his number. But he did great. Because another thing that's happened, like, since we've moved to our own house and he only has Yoshi and there's only 2 horses here, he kind of gets a little worked up when there's more horses around. So the fact that he was able to go into the warm-up and handle that so well. Here we got to school for like 1 minute, so I just took Tucker over to see the scariest jump in the arena. So this was a 2-foot class, but the jumps seemed a lot bigger. I don't know if I've just been measuring my jumps wrong or I just like don't understand jump height in my head, but some of these jumps I'm like, oh my gosh. So Tucker's first time in the arena, going around the arena, he's spooking at shadows, up to this scary jump. Mind you, I was scared of these jumps too, because I'm like, I haven't jumped anything like this in a long time. And mind you, y'all, I just stopped riding. I looked at the jump and I stopped riding. Here we go. We get over it here, but maybe tried to stop at it a little bit. In the moment, it felt like he was stopping sharply. But looking back at this, I'm like, oh my gosh, Carmela, what are you doing? Good old Tucker. I mean, he is lucky, but the good thing about him is he'll go over the second time. He goes over the second time. And he was a very good boy. I mean, first time in the arena, he's getting distracted at the horses outside of the ring. The wind is blowing. He did so good. So here we're coming up to that roll top. I'm just slapping my leg to try and encourage him. And he goes over it. The scariest jump in the arena. He goes over the very first time. This next jump is funny. The minion jump. Now, this was actually kind of a sharper stop. Like, I thought we were going to go over it until we got right up to it. Because the sand hit like this tarp under the jump. And so that kind of startled Tucker. But there he goes over it. He's a good boy. And then he goes over this. But he got big pats because even though that was a wreck, he did good. He handled it well. This was an accomplishment for us. Even though it doesn't look like it, I was very, very proud of how Tucker did and just how he handled everything. This course is a little better. There's just 2 courses, so this is the second one. So we're coming up here. This is a little line that I got too deep in, but remember, not confident. I was not confident here. Like, after this, I'm like, okay, let me schedule a jumping lesson. And here, I just stopped riding. I had scheduled a jumping lesson at this place to practice in this arena over these jumps the week of the show, but it rained and got canceled because it was just disgusting out and it was freezing cold. So we ended up not doing the lesson, which I think if we had, this would have gone much better. But as of not practicing jumping in a long time, and Tucker's not practicing jumping in a long time, I wasn't too upset. I was proud of this turn. We got a nice little jumper turn going up to the roll top this way. And I stopped riding. So Tucker stopped and he was looking at it. So I make myself a bigger circle and then this happens. What? Oh gosh, sorry, Tucker. I'm so sorry. And I felt so bad for that because at least he went over it. Then we have this coop and it's blue on the other side. Go, buddy. Go. Good boy. Good boy. And then I get off course here. But this was a nice little line, I thought. So, not mad. And then I was off course, so I thought, I'll just end it here.
So there you have it. That was Tucker's first show. And like I said, it was a win in my book, but I'm looking forward to doing other shows and maybe having a bit more training before. So I'll be sure to get those on video and share them as well. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more weekly horse videos.